trade breakdown for the recording. I just started recording. Um, so price opened. We put in a pretty small opening range, and then we had a Trump tweet pumped price up through this 4 hour inversion. I was honestly thinking to flip my bias depending on how we interacted with this gap, but we kept pushing up, tapped into a set of FFEGs, at value area high, rejected. So I was just looking for the first inversion out of there. We got it here. Almost missed my entry, but we came back and tagged me in. Now we're just looking to trade back down into the opening range. And that's pretty much it. We're just going to see how this plays out. We can go break even here. And then I'll probably start trailing my stop once we get... we got some good attendance today. Got good attendance today. So this is looking good. We're currently in a sell, y'all. If you just joined, if you have any questions about the setup, let me know. Let's see how we... I want to take that low before I go break even, because we could still come back up. We also have this 3 minute that has not been inverted, so we can kind of look at that as our next objective. If we or honestly, that could be our break even. It could have been our break even. That 3 minute gap. But let's just see. I feel like when we're in this range, like just a couple points from my entry, we're like coming back to tap into this inversion to kind of reload to go back is like totally expected. So I don't want to go break even until we get down here. So I do not like how price is kind of standing on this 3 minute gap. Like we've been respecting it. We wicked through it, but we haven't had any candle closures in it. I want to see this midpoint get disrespected at the very least, just so I can be a little bit more comfortable in this trade, because we do have 1 minute inefficiencies here. So an inversion out of this 3 minute, I still don't like it as a trade to take, but that could be a valid reason to go higher. Respecting the 3 minute, disrespecting the 1 minute could give us valid reason to go higher, but it's still not enough for me to take a trade off of it. So I'm really not too worried about it. Because if we're truly bullish, like if we're truly going to respect this gap, like it would have ran like this one. You see, we came into it, kept pushing. We made this gap here, tapped it, went up, But once we've had this inversion, or really not so much this gap. This gap is also a little bit insignificant on the 1 minute. But if we're truly bullish, we would just come in and push through this here. It would have been like a V-shaped recovery here. I really don't think we go higher from here, and if not, it's whatever. That's why we have a stop loss. Yeah, we're still just wicking. We haven't had enough buyers to like flip any of these candles, which is still like keeping me in this trade. But this little 3 minute gap holding for real. You know what? Maybe on the 4. Yeah, that's a higher time frame gap. But even this 4 minute is untapped, so we're respecting that 3 minute. We don't have any news to it, so it's not like we're like stalling waiting for anything. We did just get this big pump off the Trump tweet, and then we had a big pump overnight. So maybe we're just gonna have a dry AM session. I kind of said that at the beginning, but yeah, okay. At this point, like we clearly don't want to disrespect this. I am debating just going break even mad early. I want to see if we tap back into this and like I've been saying, like reload to revalidate the move, but I don't know. I'm gonna sit on my hands for now. Another reason to pay attention to y'all's data, I'm pretty comfortable just holding this trade, because usually when I'm wrong, like my average losing trade is less than 5 minutes. Like when I'm wrong, or you guys have seen me get stopped before. Like if I'm entering at the wrong inversion, or I'm just not at a pivot or something, like my limit order is gonna get ran through straight to my stop. But clearly there's something going on up here, in either direction. Let's see how we interact with this 1 minute. If we're just reloading, or if we're going to disrespect this. But yeah, usually when I'm wrong pretty quick. So I want to see how we interact with this. Technically 1 minute VPR, because you have the inversion and the new fair value gap up here. And if we disrespect that, we honestly, if we disrespect this zone up here, this fair value gap and inverse fair value gap, we could just take this for a small loss. But we want to wait for a closure above. I'm not going to just put my stop right here. If we get a closure outside of here, then my entry is now invalid, and we can just get out for a tiny loss. But let's see. Yeah, we're gonna let this go here. Yeah, we're just gonna get out right here. At that point, we'd just be hoping, like holding for a reversal of hopes and dreams. Our entry was off of the invalidation of this gap, validation of this gap. We invalidated the gap we entered off of, so no need to hold for a full stop. Yeah, that would have been a full stop right there. Could have. I was kind of upset when this candle came down and closed down here. I wanted to get out like somewhere in here if we got a closure in here, but since this candle opened right outside of it and wicked down, I was watching, but ideally we could have got out for less than 3 points, but it's not bad. Which I'm gonna call a 4 point loss, not even. Yeah, I'll take that. Like I said, if we kept this, that would have just been. Oh yeah, even if we stayed in, we would have got ticked out. Maybe there's a new entry to the downside if we're not going to just keep pumping because we still have this set of FFVGs, but not a bad trade. Yeah, we're gonna sit on our hands for a second, see if like there's a new setup form on like the 2 or 3 minute. I don't like how there's no like real structure up here, or you know what, we do have a 5 minute gap in here. Could wait for that to be inversed. See, I still like shorts from up here, but I just need a different need another setup. You have any questions about that last trade? Oh, y'all are in closing profit. Hey, that's late. Honestly, in these conditions, there's you never know, bro. Like we've already had two Trump tweets, and we're only the market's been open for an hour. Can you clarify again what you mean by inverting FVG? Yes. So I'll just go to the trade that we took for an example. So let me set an alert really quick so I can go in replay mode. Where do I want it? Yeah, I'm gonna set an alert at the CE of this 4 minute. There's no 1 minute gaps in here. I'm just double checking to set my alert so I can give you a good explanation real quick. Okay, whatever. So when we were here, we were forming bullish fair value gaps up, 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 right? I was looking at this one because it was the closest one to value area high. I look at the last and first fair value gaps. That's what like gets the most attention. The last one I look at is kind of like exhausted. So when price comes here, boom, and just closes through this gap, that's now an inversion fair value gap. Because what is price supposed to do if this is truly a bullish gap? It's supposed to go back a bar. Oh, let's see what we talking about. Are we getting alerts? We inverting the 4. 1 second. I'll go back to that example in 1 second. Let's just see how if we invert this gap. I have a 4 minute here and a 3 minute here. I could just take this 4 minute. Honestly, I like how this one looks a lot more because our stop is above this swing. We're gonna wait for this candle to close though. It still has a few minutes. We may front run it because it's looking pretty good. At least we can target this low we made off this wick. Making sure there's no lower time frame inefficiency that we could be trading off of, and there's not. We're gonna go back to the 4 minute, and we're gonna set our limit order here. We are technically front running this. There is 2 minutes and 30 seconds until this candle closes, but this is a 4 minute candle. I'm usually entering on the 1, 2, or 3. Um, we we're just gonna see. We're still interacting with this 3 minute. If we flush through this 3 minute, I wouldn't even consider that chasing. We'd just be taking the next entry. It's only like a few points different, and it's not like we're chasing price. We're not going to market buy in. We're moving our stop to the next entry. Ooh, I don't like how that looked. Let's go back to the 4 minute. Make sure we get that candle closure below. So guys, we're in at 654.4. And I think I'm gonna get off after this. I'll probably answer some questions and then hop off. But right now we just need this to close below here for this to even be a valid trade, because we did front run the inversion. Or you know what? I can give you that example right here because we're trading another inversion. So what I was saying a second ago is, if price was truly bullish, like what are we supposed to do off bullish fair value gaps? That we trade off of them with the secret sauce. We set limit orders at the high because price should tap into them and then respect it, go higher, you know. But when we see price clearly disrespect it, that tells us there's not really buyers in here. Sellers, either there's not enough buyers in here, or sellers were aggressive enough to just take control. So when we see that happening, we can now use that what was a bullish zone as an entry for a sell, because we see, okay, buyers weren't able to defend this. And that's why you really want to wait for the candle close, because you can wick through a fair value gap all day. You can tap into a fair value gap. You can trade to the low of the fair value gap and go higher, but you want to wait for either it to be how I was trading it just now, like clearly trading through it, or for like full confirmation, you want to close your outside. But this is looking good here. Back to the 4 minute real quick. Another thing on inversions, a good inversion should make new fair value gaps. So you can see this candle hasn't closed yet, so we can't really count this as a fair value gap. But on every time frame, you can see there's a 2 minute, 3 minute, 4 minute, 5 minute gap. And I can click through just so you can see. We made a new 2 minute gap, made a new 3 minute gap up there. We are making a new 4 minute gap, and we're making. Is there a 5 minute in here? It's tiny, but yeah, and we're making a new 5 minute. So a good inversion should give you a fair value gap on the other side. And when those two things overlap, you might have seen Flo talk about it before, BPR, balanced price range. That is when you have two opposing fair value gaps, or a fair value gap within an inversion fair value gap. Then you have a balanced price range. I want to make this available to all the VIPs when it's like done. So like anyone that like watches my lives or like wants to trade with me can have the same thing on their chart. But I just got to clean it up a little bit because I be doing goofy stuff right now. It's still completely usable. Like I use it every day, but it's not 100%. You'll know it's done when it's like gray and purple when it matches the chart. Right now, okay, I just closed. Um, Honestly, this the way price has been moving. I may break even here. Maybe not a full break even, but just de-risk. Because we already did take a loss today. There's no reason to take two full losses when we're like when price is showing us that they want to go sideways and then slow motion. You know, we're not gonna get bangers every day, but at least this one's going in our direction. Are any of y'all in this trade? I know a few people took the first one. They took that first trade. They said they closed in profit and they dipped. Where'd TJ go? Here we go. I'm just gonna go full break even here. Instead of this inversion, we're gonna look at the 2 minute gap that the inversion created, because that's still been respected. That just makes more sense. It didn't make sense that we're like respecting that inverse to the wick after we did this to it. We're out of there. Let's see if it just invalidates this whole area. He entered off the 4. Still respecting that zone.
Where'd you get in at?
Right here. Yeah, any of y'all take that? It's Monday, the slug day. Yeah.
Sometimes Monday don't really be moving that slow though.
Yeah, sometimes we'll get like the
Good open, 16
yeah.
point open, like, you know.
But I should have seen that we opened for 6 points and been a little bit more tentative. Cause like what?
That was kind of crazy.
I'm gonna show y'all this website really quick that has like a bunch of stats. But like the opening range, the average size of the opening range on RTY is like 20 points. So the fact that we only opened for 6 is a little bit, or 7.3, still like a very small range. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Small loss and a break even. What are we down today?
You finished.
Yeah, down 192 today. I'm completely fine with that. That's not even a 1 hour loss.